Hi, I'm Diva from Musical Hell, and I know the score. For Musical Geeks, the big event of 2014 is the upcoming film adaptation of Stephen Sondheim's brilliant fairy tale deconstruction, Into the Woods. As with other forms of geekery, there has already been an enormous amount of speculation and debate about this project. Hey, Rob Marshall is directing. That's good because he did Chicago, but he also did Nine, so maybe it's not so good after all. Meryl Streep and Johnny Depp are in it, which might be good unless you hated them in Mamma Mia and Sweeney Todd, in which case it's terrible. Christine Baranski, James Corden, and Tracy Ullman all have significant roles, which is definitely great, but that kid from The Ellen Show is going to play Little Red Riding Hood, which sucks, but wait, she's been replaced by the girl from the Annie revival, which is cool, unless you think they're casting the part too young for the sexual subtext in Hello, Little Girl, in which case the whole thing is ruined forever. And why didn't they cast Bernadette, huh? Casting big-ticket stars in film musicals has become the norm over the past decade or so, but it still rubs a lot of people the wrong way. And it's easy to see why. It can be frustrating when casting is dictated more by what producers think will sell tickets than by whether or not an actor is actually suitable for a part, especially when the property in question is something you love so much. And let's face it, nobody wants a repeat of Lucille Ball in Mame. But is stunt casting always a terrible thing? It should be noted that just because an actor has been cast in a musical on the strength of their film renown, it doesn't automatically mean they're unqualified for the role. Catherine Zeta-Jones has respectable music theater experience, as do Hugh Jackman and Neil Patrick Harris. Even actors who aren't known for their singing chops like James Marsden or Nathan Fillion can be a pleasant surprise when put to the test. That said, the practice is something of a crapshoot. You get people who are barely passable in a role like Renee Zellweger, people who are miscast like Russell Crowe, and people who should never sing outside of the shower like Pierce Brosnan. That's enough to make anybody nervous about an untried musical performer. On the other hand, casting actors from the stage version isn't always a wise move either. Consider the film version of The Producers. Matthew Broderick and Nathan Lane were a smash comic duo in the Broadway production, but their routine came off as too broad and, well, stagey on screen. Things like breaking the fourth wall and stylized movement just didn't translate very well. Of course, this is partially the fault of director Susan Stroman, who was also a direct import from the stage musical.
What do I say? Find me a chance to be a Broadway producer. What do I say? Find me a chance to make my dreams come true, sir. What do I say? What do I say? Here's what I say to you, sir. I can't do it.
I tend to be a little more lenient to singers in film musicals, in part because of the increased intimacy of the medium. I don't expect a voice that can fill a huge stage because it's not necessary. My main criteria is that the voice should sound like something that would come out of that particular character. This is why I have problems with Helena Bonham Carter in Les Miserables and Sweeney Todd. Her delicate, fragile voice is entirely at odds with the crazy, offbeat characters she tends to play on screen, and it lessens the effect of their personalities.
Did you come in for a pause? Do forgive me if me head's a little vague. What was that? But you think we had the play? From the way that people keep avoiding? No, you don't.
However, there is one role where I think Bonham Carter's singing works, as the title character in Tim Burton's The Corpse Bride. In this case, her voice fits with Emily's haunted, heartbroken spirit and makes you feel for the character. Maybe she should do animated musicals more often.
Yet I feel my heart is aching. Though it doesn't beat, it's breaking. And the pain here that I feel, try and tell me it's not real.
For good or for ill, stunt casting film musicals is here to stay for the foreseeable future, simply because it has been so lucrative. Titles with all-star casts like Mamma Mia and Les Mis have been box office successes, while those with stage-based casts like Rent and The Producers have not done as well. This may change with Clint Eastwood's adaptation of Jersey Boys, which is also coming out this year and which features John Lloyd Young reprising his stage role as Four Seasons lead singer Frankie Valli. In this case, I think casting the relatively unknown Young is a smart move, since the ability to recreate Valley's distinctive falsetto is both a necessary and rare talent. And with a skilled film director like Eastwood to guide him, he can probably make his stage performance translate to the screen. But no matter who is cast in them, Hollywood has accepted musicals as a viable genre again, and musical aficionados will keep turning out to see the results. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm Diva. I know the